Unfortunately, playing with a short roster because some issues with getting across the border, but I know they'll give it their all this game, as they always do.
100%.
I don't know any of these players.
Want to
I think
take
that
a little bit of time to shout out some sponsors that are in the house. We've got Roller Derby Level Up. Hit your next level in roller derby with personalized training, off skates, on skates, and video review. Go to rollerderbylevelup.ca. And that rolling whistle from our wonderful jam timer means we are about to get this started.
Kevinator jamming for the Disorder, and that Shred of Stare jamming for the Gatekeepers. Shred of Stare tries breaking through, that gets recycled to the back. Again, Shred recycled to the back as Kevinator trying to break through. 2 blockers left. Now rejoined by Adam Midwest. Yoshi had a foot out of bounds there and was still blocking. Ooh. Shred of Stare takes a big hit. Lee Jam for Kevinator and the Disorder. I can't see, is that 2 or 1? 2.
Looks like
2 points picked up by the Disorder. Those little fingers are hard to see from over here. Loki Doki out there on the line for the Gatekeepers, and that's Urbamala jamming for Disorder, finding an inside path, picking up lead. 2 leads in a row here for the Disorder, with the Gatekeepers a blocker down. And Yoshi just now getting out of that penalty box, so no points that jam. Quick call off there by Urbamala.
Looks like we've got Bisho on the line for Disorder. Jamie Pacquiao jamming for your Gatekeepers. Jamie Pacquiao making quick work, slicing through the pack, picking up lead jammer. Bisho recycled as far back as the pack will allow him to go. Contending with one more Gatekeepers blocker up in the front. One
Yoshi
of those last
picking up
couple
a
blockers
second.
headed to the 187 Killer Pads penalty box.
Second penalty there for Yoshi this game early.
Looks like he was called on a forearm penalty.
2 blockers in the box for the start of this for the Gatekeepers, who Disorder playing a very clean game so far.
Yeah, quick shout out to all of our officials on and off skates. Your skating officials for this game: Laddie, Bambi Lance, Cataclysm, Illinois, Extra Crispy, Thriller, Gym Class Hero, and Adams Splitter. Making sure everybody plays a safe and clean game. Shred of Stare, your lead jammer for the Gatekeepers. Perversa wearing the star for Disorder. Shred of Stare making it through the pack on that first scoring pass.
Pervasive fighting through, trying to fight through this tripod of the Gatekeepers. Shred of Stare finding a nice outside lap. That looks like Ichil took the helmet cover pass, star pass, and picked up a penalty. Looks like a forearm penalty. So the Gatekeepers will be starting off with a power jam here. Look, they put Loki Doki on the line as Shred Astaire picked up 12 points for the Gatekeepers, now leading 17-2 with 25 minutes left in this first half. Kevin Nader doing some nice defensive work. Loki Doki finds a seam and breaks through, picking up lead for the Gatekeepers on this power jam. Loki getting some offense from the Gatekeepers and finds an inside path, picking up 4 points. Just 2 blockers on the track up front, gets Loki through for 4 more points. And now the helmet cover pass to the Kevinator. Loki through. Some miscommunication there on the star pass from Ichil and Kevinator. But Loki Doki picks up 12 points there for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Disorder starting off with 1 blocker in the box. That looks like Jamie Pacquiao out there for the Gatekeepers. I believe that's Urbamala. Yes, that is Urbamala. As both jammers recycle back. Jamie with a slick move to the inside, picking up lead.
Jamie Pacquiao taking some room on the inside for that first 4 points. Erbamala, not sure if he has made it through his initial pass yet. Keeps getting held up by this strong Gatekeepers defense in the back of the pack. Getting recycled by the pivot there. Jimmy Pacquiao facing some opposition up at the front, takes a bit of a spill. Those disorder blockers making the right move, reforming right in front of him. The jam gets called. That's a 12-point run for the Gatekeepers, bringing their total score to 41. Disorder not able to make it out of the pack on that initial pass. Score stays put at 2. So get lined up for the next jam. Also want to shout out our officials off skates, keeping the game running. Montana Mahler, Count Stefanos, Just Saying, Ice Queen, Ogre, Zero, Brianna Ruins, Quick Grayson, and Cupcake. Gatekeepers picking up lead. That Shred Astaire.
On a power jam, too, with 1 blocker down for the Disorder as well as the jammer. Shred Astaire not getting any offensive help, but getting through on their own. Now the Gatekeepers drop back on this blocker. And Soul will pick up a cut penalty. Urbamala out of the penalty box, getting recycled to the back by the Gatekeepers as Shred Astaire on another scoring pass. And there Urbamala picks up a cut penalty by that outstanding defense from the Gatekeepers, and the Gatekeepers will get another power jam start. After some early penalty issues on the first couple of jams, the Gatekeepers have been pretty clean after that, as the Disorders managed to pick up several penalties in this last couple jams. 8 points put up on that last jam. Gatekeepers extending their lead 49-2 with 20:48.
Loki Doki wearing the star for the Gatekeepers gets out first for lead jammer. Erbamala, still our jammer of record for disorder, taking a stint in the 187 killer pads penalty box. It's a power start for the Gatekeepers. Just one more blocker to contend with up front, and that gives Loki Doki the room that she needs to get those first 4 points. Some awesome defense being played up front by Disorder, trying to hold Loki in place.
Loki Doki picks up a forearm penalty. Power jam now for the Disorder. And Erbamala out of that pack, so on a scoring pass here. Disorder possibly picking up some points here for the first time after the first jam. And just like that, Erbamala picks up 4 points on this power jam here for the Disorder. They give one offensive player, and then they decide to hold back, waiting for Loki Doki to re-enter this pack.
Oh, and Erbamala picking up a penalty, a forearm penalty.
That's 3 penalties there, jamming for Erbamala, as Loki Doki now out of this pack, again picking up 4 points. As we'll go another 12 seconds, and Loki Doki skating backwards slides through for another 4 points. Big 12-point jam. Ooh, spins off that hit from David O. And picks up one more for a 13-point jam there for Loki Doki. As the Disorder managed to pick up 7 points. Their first scoring here since the first jam.
With Erbamala in the box finishing up that penalty, this is a power start for your St. Louis Gatekeepers. That's Cat Daddy wearing the star, trying to find some space here, and gets out of the pack for lead jammer.
Cat Daddy got some nice offense there from Evie to get through on that inside.
And there he goes again.
Evie playing some nice offense for Cat Daddy, gets through for 4 points. Yoshi picks up a 3rd penalty here for the Gatekeepers. As Erbamala goes back to the penalty box, but does manage to pass off the star to Pichu.
Coatlicue looks like lost a wheel here. Give them a second to get that
Gatekeepers
settled
managed
in.
to pick up 8 points on that jam, increasing their lead 70-9 with 17 minutes, but already Erbamala with 4 points here. We're not even reached the halfway point of the first half, and then Yoshi Denali with 3 penalties. So 2 players approaching penalty problems here halfway through this first half.
We do have a team timeout on the Disorder side of things. This timeout brought to you by Toy Division, an inclusive store and community for anyone who loves toys, video games, collectibles, and everything in between. Check out their upcoming show at Little Bevo Pride next Saturday, June 15th. Johnny Pepper and I were talking about this yesterday. What's the in-between, do you think?
Well, it's Otter. Otter owns this, and he's captain of the Beekeepers, so I don't know what the in-between, maybe it's cards. And other collectibles like that are associated with toys.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. Maybe those different little like those discs that they had and different stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what Hammer said.
Yeah.
And I think I agree. I agree with that.
Maybe Dungeon and Dragon, dice and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess.
That's a good answer.
That's just a guess.
That is Thighs wearing the star for your Gatekeepers. Kevinator jamming for Disorder. Or excuse me. That's Perversa wearing the star for Disorder. Gatekeepers losing a blocker to the box. It appears to be Soup Beans. Thighs finding just the tiniest bit of room on the inside. Picks up a first 4 points. And Perversa going to the box. This is now a power jam for the Gatekeepers.
We had a big pile up here on turn 2, but Thighs pushing hard up front. Thighs getting recycled by Mr. Nitro and Herbamala, but managed to pick up 4 points on that jam, calling it off, icing Pervesa in the penalty box.
That was some great defense played up there just by Herbamala and Mr. Nitro. Did a really good job of holding Thighs in place.
Herbamala still playing aggressive, even running on 4 penalties, so. We have a power jam start there for tournament MVJ, Jamie Pacquiao, who quickly breaks through on the outside. Jamie, another quick move through the pack, almost untouched. He's so quick and picking such great lines. Now Pervesa out of the penalty box, trying to break through this Gatekeeper defense. And Jamie Pacquiao breaks through again as someone's picked up a forearm penalty for the Disorder.
It's Quatlique.
I'm glad you got to say. As Jamie finds an inside line, gets taken down, but quickly up, picks up 4 points. Looks like we have a helmet cover pass to, star pass to nobody. Now jamming for the Disorder. As the Disorder loses, there's some excellent communication there from Spin Diesel running this tripod, letting his other blockers know that jammer only had one hand on the ground, so was still not out of play. Not to go back for the recycle as Jamie slides through, picking up 24 points so far on this power jam start. I think that's 28 points now. Yes, that may be the highest jam of the tournament. Oh, and I know that's 32 for Jamie Pacquiao with 8 seconds left, going for more. Oh, gets taken out by
Good hit
zero.
there by zero.
But does pick up points, I believe. No. 32 points there for Jamie Pacquiao. And that's why he's your tournament MVJ right there. As the Gatekeepers break the 100-point mark on that jam, 109-11 to the Disorder with 13 minutes remaining.
Jamming for your Gatekeepers is Shred Astaire, who makes it out of the pack first for lead jammer. Kevinator wearing the star for Disorder. Also out, ready to score some points. And Shred Astaire will call it. Picking up three. Yep. Picking up 3 of the 4 available points. Disorder held scoreless. It's 112-11. 12 and a half minutes to go in the half.
the disorder, and that is Loki Doki jamming for GateKeepers.
Bicho wearing the star for Disorder. Loki Doki, your jammer for the Gatekeepers. Bicho pushing hard at the front of the pack. Adam Midwest going to the box. Might give Bicho some room here. Gatekeepers forced to bridge, and Bicho is out for lead jammer.
Disorder's first lead jam in quite a while. It's Loki Doki recycled to the back.
Bicho taken to the inside, recycled as far back as the pack will let the Gatekeepers go. Some great offense there by nobody. Lets Bicho through. And he'll call off the jam. That's 4 points for Disorder. St. Louis Gatekeepers held scoreless, I think, for the first time this half. Disorder now at 15, St. Louis Gatekeepers at 112.
I like telling people when they do.
Yeah.
They give because
Yeah.
they all want to give all the credit to the jammers.
Yeah.
It's Cat Daddy, and that is Urbamala back out there jamming for Disorder, sitting on 4 penalties, so have to play it clean as Cat Daddy jamming for the Gatekeeper, tries to get by 0, and does, picking up lead for the Gatekeepers. Urbamala recycled to the back by Soul. Glad to see Soul back on the track after taking a big hit in that Denver game. As Cat Daddy on a scoring pass, trying to break through that defense up front. Hulk doing a nice job bridging to keep the Gatekeeper tripod able to hold Urbamala all the way in the back. And then gives a nice offense there to Cat Daddy to get him started on this Apex tripod, trying to break free. Urbamala trying to fight through this defense of the Gatekeepers with no help at all. It's very frustrating, I'm sure. Cat Daddy gets some offense from Soul, breaks free for 4 more points as Urbamala picks up a penalty, a forearm penalty, and that's number 5 in the first half here. Not what Disorder needs as Cat Daddy breaks through for 4 more points.
And Cat Daddy will call off the jam that freezes Urbamala in the box. It's 124 for your Gatekeepers, 15 for Disorder. Less than 10 minutes to go in this half.
Disorder already playing down, and now they have to worry about a player with 8 minutes left in this game with 5 penalties.
Urbamala, of course, frozen in the box. Still your jammer for Disorder, and it's Thighs wearing the star for Gatekeepers. Manages to secure lead jammer. Good offense there by the Gatekeepers blockers, clearing a lane for their jammer. Gets Thighs their first 4 points. A nice hit there from Kevinator. Says, no thank you. We won't let you through. And a star pass on the Disorder side of things. Kevinator now your jammer. And Kevinator through. But Thighs calls off the jam before they can make a scoring pass. So Disorder held scoreless, but did clear that initial pass. It's 15 to St. Louis Gatekeepers, 131.
Thighs managed to pick up 7 points for him to force to call it off as after the star cover pass. Is that Pervasa? Pervasa jamming for the Disorder, and I believe that's Shred Astaire. Yep. Shred Astaire with a clean path Oh, through the inside, and Pervasa tried to follow, but David Soul picks off Pervasa right before they exit the pack. As Shred Astaire gets some nice offense there from the Hulk, breaks through for 4 points as Pervasa is trapped in the back behind Soup Beans, Soul, and I believe that's Slayhoven. No, that's Beastie. That's Slayhoven's husband. As Shred now caught in the back by a tripod of disorder blockers, finds an inside path and tiptoes up that line for 4 more points. As Pervasa now looks like has handed off the helmet cover to nobody. No, Pervasa still now hands off that helmet cover to nobody.
That was a nice star pass.
Yes, it was. Trapped in. And then a nice hit on Shred Astaire, knocking Shred down, forcing a call off. Let's see how many points Shred picked up completely. We still haven't seen the fingers. Maybe we did. Looks like only 4 all points, so 12 points total for Shred Astaire. Increases the Gatekeeper lead 143-15 with 5 minutes left here in the first half.
B-Show jamming for Disorder. Loki Doki, your Gatekeepers jammer. Loki Doki facing some awesome defense up at the front of the pack by Disorder. Taken to the inside, recycled. B-Show facing now the same thing from the Gatekeepers. A huge hit to the outside on Loki Doki there.
Bicho with some nice quick re-entry after being knocked out by Spin. Now only has to get by Evie up front. Picks up lead, and now Urbamala now with 6 penalties here with 4 minutes left in this first half.
Yeah, a good chunk of those have been forearm penalties, and I think that is the... Is there a most valuable penalty?
That might be it.
I think that would be it.
It's been quite...
Forearms have been really putting in the work.
Yes, that's been the majority of the calls, and it was a forearm. You are correct. Yeah,
Looking over at our Twitch chat here. Hello, if you're watching, wherever you are. Lexi20 says, shout out to Slay and Beastie. Orlando misses you both.
Cat Daddy jamming for the Gatekeepers and gets by Davido. The Kelvinator takes a big hit from Soul and is recycled all the way to the back. That was a nice hit by Soul to recycle Kelvinator all the way back. Ooh. Oh, Cat Daddy gets a no pass, no penalty there as Zero had stepped out after that big hit. And gets by Davido for 4 more points for Cat Daddy. Urbamala tries to give some offense there for the Kelvinator. Trying to get through this defense of Gatekeeper blockers.
Good job by Disorder for reforming up there at the front. Doing a pretty good job of keeping Cat Daddy in place now. Davido Desu, especially great job keeping track of that jammer.
Power Jam. Power Jam now will continue as Kelvinator goes to the penalty box. Cat Daddy trying to put more points on the board for the Gatekeepers here with 2 minutes left in the first half. Ooh, almost makes it out, but Davido, nice hit to the outside, forces a call off. Or time, I think time expired, didn't it? 12 points put on the board by Cat Daddy. Gatekeepers increase their lead 155 to 18 to the Disorder. I think some of the Gatekeeper blockers are really feeling the effects of all that hard hitting that they went against the Diver ground control. Disorder still laying the hits, and I see a lot of the Gatekeepers are having some injury issues as Thighs powers through that defense of Disorder. Thighs has really shown some nice strength out there, driving through, picks up some offense from Evie, but Davido Thighs picks up a penalty, a cut penalty, and now we have a power jam here for Kevinator and Disorder. Kevinator trying to get through that Gatekeeper defense and
just barely taken to the inside.
Almost broke through.
That's brutal.
And then recycled all the way to the back by Evie and Spin. And now has to fight all the way through that all over again. Ooh, nice offensive clear there by...
Believe that was nobody.
Yeah, that was nice, but Evie smartly recycled Kevinator all the way to the back, allowing Spin just to come up and be the bridge after being taken out. Now they have the Yoshi Evie Spin tripod on the Kevinator, pinned all the way to the back. Thighs out of that penalty box and breaks through, picking up 4 more points for the Gatekeepers, as the Gatekeepers managed to kill that whole 30-second power jam and not allow Kevinator out of the back of the pack. And Kevinator's getting no help from their teammates, so just a defensive clinic put on there by Spin, Diesel, Yoshi, Adam Midwest, and Evie. Thighs picks up 6 points there as we go to intermission for the Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers leading 165 to 18. The Disorder really struggling with that, not getting any offensive help. Their jammers are really having some fits back there with the
But I mean,
Gatekeeper.
it's tough. When you've got a tough jammer, you kind of have to pick. Am I going to lose a blocker in my formation to make some room, or am I going to need all the manpower I can get to just staunch the bleeding? So,
and Thighs was pushing super hard up front. Strong jamming from the Gatekeepers has limited how much offense the Disorder
ready
is
to
able.
go to the second half. Just wanted to do a quick shout out to our vendors and sponsors in the venue. Go check out A Prince Massage. They've got this cool contraption you stick your legs in. I saw somebody in it yesterday, and I don't know what it does, but I am super curious. So somebody has to go and then report back to us and tell us what happens.
I actually have one of those, and it compresses your legs and your muscles. Yeah, I actually bought one for myself. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Nope. We're getting ahead of ourselves, y'all.
False start.
That
False
rolling
start.
whistle means that the intermission is over.
Yeah.
But I get it. We all want to get back to it.
Bicho on the line.
We've got Shred Astaire jamming for the Gatekeepers, who finds a nice open lane on the outside, gets out first for lead jammer status. Meanwhile, we've got Bisho jamming for Disorder, finding a little bit of opposition up at the front. Shred Astaire with a little apex hop gets him over and through the pack for that first 4 points, and then he will call off the jam, I believe, before Bisho can score any. We'll see. Looks like a 0 from our wonderful jam ref, Illinois.
It's Loki Doki and Pervasive.
Seeing Loki Doki on the line, the pack moving backwards, making sure not to give either of these jammers any space to start off with. Perversa caught in the back of the pack for Disorder, and Loki Doki finds some room and gets out first for lead jammer status.
And Urbamala gets a direction penalty, and that's the last one for Urbamala this game. That is our first foul out here with the first minute of the second half.
And a star pass. A star pass on the Disorder side to nobody, but nobody will pick up a track cut penalty. Will have to sit in the box, I believe, as jammer. So this is a power jam for your St. Louis Gatekeepers.
Some nice offense there from Adam Midwest. And Yoshi gets Loki through for 4 points. Evie crashing down on the outside allows Loki to slide through.
Some good offense there by Evie. Gatekeepers doing a good job of keeping all these blockers separated.
Yeah, when you have to dodge around one or two blockers compared to a setup tripod, that makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Power.
Yep. That looks like Jamie Pacquiao on the Collectivum Sports jammer line. A short power start for the Gatekeepers. Nobody back out on the track as jammer for Disorder, taken all the way back, I believe, by Hulk. And that's Jamie Pacquiao as your lead jammer for jam number 3 in period 2. Jamie Pacquiao looking for some room, taken to the inside, out of bounds. We have a star pass for Disorder. Kevinator, now your jammer of record, managed to skate ahead of Jimmy Pacquiao, but Jamie Pacquiao calls off the jam. That's what you get to do when you're lead jammer. Looks like 4 points put on the board by the Gatekeepers. Their total score, 193. Disorder held at a steady 18.
Now the Disorder already shorthanded, or one more player down after Urbamala fouled out. Shred of stairs slices through just David.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty.
Eye block.
I saw that from a mile away, Shred a Stare. This is now a power jam for Disorder.
And Bicho picks up lead for the first time this half for the Disorder. Spin Diesel with a recycle. Gets an assist from Slayhoven as they set up a tripod all the way in the back on Bicho. And the infamous forearm penalty gets called on Bichu. And Shred of Steer now out of the box, scoring points for the Gatekeepers.
With Bicho now sitting in the box, this is going to be a 2-minute jam. So sit back, relax.
Oh, sweeping offense there. Shred of Stare then slides up the inside for 4 points. Gets through cleanly on the outside as the Gatekeepers bridge back forcing Bicho to come all the way around to the backside.
And the jam times out. St. Louis Gatekeepers passed the 2-century mark now at 2:07. Disorder still held scoreless. Ooh. A little update. Disorder picked up 4 points in that jam. It's now 2:07 to 22. See, this is why you wait. Be patient. Wait for the scoreboard to update. We got Loki Doki on the Collective Ohm Sports Jammer line for the Gatekeepers. Perversa jamming for Disorder. Taken to the outside by a formidable combination of Hulk. Been playing some really good defense today. Loki Doki busts through the pack up at the front, gets lead jammer. Perversa looking for some room, does find some in the middle, gets out, is ready to score points. And a quick call off by Loki Doki keeps Disorder from scoring on that time around. Only picking up 2 of the available points there. Johnny Pepper says, team announcer, go Jonesy and Wreckham Bill, the cleanest roommate ever. Is that true?
That's true. I did a intense spring cleaning before Johnny came to the house. Yeah.
That's Jamie Pacquiao on the line for the Gatekeepers. Kevinator jamming for Disorder.
Yoshi doing a nice apex jump to get to the front of the pack to self-spin Diesel.
Disorder losing a blocker to the box. That gives Jamie Pacquiao the room to maneuver and pick up lead jammer. But a good showing by the Disorder defense here in the back of the pack. Gatekeepers forced to break up a little bit to stay with their friends and keep playing roller derby. Kevinator recycled all the way back.
I don't know if you saw that, but the Gatekeepers got Kevinator to the inside, and as they drop back to recycle Kevinator, they all played offense to help Jamie Pacquiao get back and then bridge back, dragging Kevinator back. So it was a dual job that they did there, playing both offense and defense. It was really nice to see out there, and Jamie Pacquiao, I'm sure, appreciates that.
A little 2-for-1 bargain. Kevinator out on that initial pass. Unable to approach the pack before Jamie Pacquiao calls off the jam.
Picking up 7 more points for the Gatekeepers, increasing their lead 216 to 22 with 20 minutes left here. I don't know if we said it, and I probably didn't, but the Gatekeepers are wearing black and the Disorder are wearing white. I think because of familiarity, I kind of forget to do that. I kind of forget to do that sometimes. Cat Daddy.
Ooh, Cat Daddy running along the outside lane. Picks up lead jammer status. Bisho jamming for Disorder. Sustains a hit to the inside, but picks up a penalty. Is headed to the box. Looks like a forearm penalty.
You want to guess what penalty that was?
But Cat Daddy picks up a track cut. So
Try to
Bisho
come
will
in
be allowed to return to play. And this is now a power jam for Disorder.
Well, no, because yeah, you're right. But it's going to go the distance. One. You are correct.
Cat Daddy now back out of the box. Some great defense being played by Disorder here. Bisho almost out of the pack. Does manage to get through. Picks up 4 points for Disorder.
4 hard-fought points there for Bicho.
I would not want to have to face a wall with Soup Beans and Beastie. Both super mobile, super strong skaters.
7 points picked up. I believe that's the highest scoring jam there for Disorder this game. Don't forget that Arch Realty is one of the big sponsors here for the St. Louis Gatekeepers during all their games. Check out Darcy Ninja Sassum for all your realty needs.
Shred a Stare jamming for Gatekeepers. Picks up lead jammer. It's Perversa on the Collectivum jam line for Disorder. Lots of shout outs in chat for Disorder Roller Derby. Super appreciate you tuning in. Perversa held in the back by a terrifying Gatekeepers wall. Taken to the inside. Meanwhile, though, Shred a Stare also having trouble getting through. Great defense being led here by Mr. Nitro. Unfortunately, number 53 for Disorder will be headed to the box, part of that tripod, and that gives Shred a Stare some room to get through. Meanwhile, on Disorder, a star pass, and that is to Ichchel. The Disorder pivot.
Some nice footwork on that inside line there by Shred a Stare.
Oh. Shred a Stare doing a little juke move, but takes a little bit of a spill to the outside. Does still manage to pick up 2 extra points. Disorder not able to complete that initial scoring pass, so held at 29. A little over 16 minutes left in the game.
That's Loki and
Got Kevinator jamming for Disorder, Loki Doki jamming for the Gatekeepers. And it will be Loki Doki who gets out of the pack first for lead jammer. Kevinator, though, finding some room on the inside. Also out on that initial pass. It's Loki calling off the jam. Disorder still held scoreless, picking up, the Gatekeepers, picking up 4 points.
That was a beautiful spin move around that last blocker, allowing Loki Doki to pick up all 4 of those points on that jam.
We have a team timeout called by Disorder. That timeout, again, brought to you by Toy Division. Make sure to catch them at Little Bevo Pride on June 15th. Also want to give another shout out to some more of our sponsors here. 187 Killer Pads is sponsoring the penalty box today. Often imitated, never duplicated, stick with the best. 187 Killer Pads, worn by the most pros in the world. If you skate, you know why. Industrial strength materials, unmatched ergonomic design, unparalleled excellence. 187 Killer Pads.
I'll tell you, you got to give it to the Disorder, the heart they've shown this tournament. Playing down, players for 3 straight games, and then this grind on these gatekeeper blockers, it's got to take it out of them. And then they lost one of their players to a foul out, so that means even more time on the track for these players that have just taken a beating for 3 days and spent a lot of time on the track because they're so short-handed.
Yeah. And what's still incredible, though, and we were talking about this before the game even, they're still all smiles.
Yes.
They're all so positive. They're taking it in stride, and it's such an honor to have them here from so far away.
Yeah. And they give everything they've got on this track. Put it all on the line. Every jam. Never give up.
Jamie Pacquiao wearing the star for the Gatekeepers against Bisho, jamming for Disorder. Some good offense there by Evie. Unfortunately, earns him a forearm penalty. Yoshi also headed to the box. That's his 5th penalty of the game.
Oh, shoot.
We've got
every blocker.
one more blocker going to the box. So now we have a cue for the Gatekeepers.
Oh.
That'll give Disorder a little bit of track advantage here, something that they need in this game. Bisho picking up 4 points. That was a second scoring pass for a total of 8 so far.
What body control there by Jamie Pacquiao. Jamie took a big hit to the inside there by Davido and managed to spin, put one arm down, and stay in bounds.
That's 12 points for Disorder. Their total score now at 41. St. Louis Gatekeepers, though, putting up 16. Now at 261.
Well, that made it easy for the Disorder to score when there was no blockers on the track for the Gatekeepers, as everybody had went to the penalty box except for Slayhoven. Pervesa.
That's Thighs on the Collectivum Sports Jam line for the Gatekeepers. Perversa wearing the star for Disorder. And it's Thighs who will get out first for lead jammer. David Odesu sitting in the box now on a multiplayer call. Thighs trying to spin around these blockers. Doesn't quite make it. Taken to the inside. And a star pass by Perversa to Ichchel, who's out of the pack, looking to score some points.
Pile up on turn 2.
Everyone's all right. Just a little slow to get up. I don't blame them. Everyone's been playing really hard. I would want to take some time on the floor, too.
I think they're going to take care of some sweat as Thighs managed to put up 3 points on the board there for the Gatekeepers, increasing their lead 264 to 41 with a little under 12 minutes left in this second half.
Nothing like rolling around in your teammates' sweat. That's a good way to lube up the track.
Yeah. Not the way you want it.
Who needs rosin when you have your teammates' sweaty, sweaty puddles?
So right now, Adam Midwest setting on 3 penalties. Yoshi Denali setting on 5. For the Disorder, they only have a couple players with 3, so nobody in any real penalty problems except for Yoshi.
Loki Doki wearing the star for the Gatekeepers, taken to the outside, out of bounds. It's Kevinator wearing the star for Disorder. Also recycled. Some awesome defense being played up at the front by Disorder. Evie attempted to give some offense for their jammer, but didn't quite work out. Loki Doki does manage to weave around these last two Disorder blockers, does pick up lead. And a star pass by Disorder to nobody. I mean to somebody, but you know, nobody.
Nobody was immediately recycled by Evie with some nice acknowledgement there of that star pass and was able to take nobody right out of bounds.
Disorder losing a blocker to the box on a directional call. Losing another blocker to a cut call, that's Quatlique. Directional on 0.
Oh, nice assist there by Adam Midwest. Again, nobody recycled all the way to the back by the Gatekeeper blockers. Adam Midwest, Spin Diesel. Yoshi Denali putting on a blocking clinic that jam on nobody.
Disorder not able to make it past that initial. St. Louis Gatekeepers putting 16 points up on the board. It's 280 to 41.
And Loki getting around the track so quick that the Disorder blockers had to concentrate on blocking Loki and not helping nobody.
Bisho on the Collectivum Sports Jam line for Disorder. Meanwhile, Cat Daddy wearing the star for the Gatekeepers, taken out of bounds on the outside, has to recycle. Soul trying to provide a little bit of help. Unfortunately, Cat Daddy taken out of bounds on the inside, picks up a track cut call. This is now a power jam for Disorder. Good job by Bisho staying in bounds. Doing a little spin move, and it is Bisho who will pick up lead jammer. Gatekeepers been doing a really good job at killing penalties in this game. But Bisho does manage to weave around, pick up 4 points for Disorder. And a solid hit to that seam. Good job by Bisho, but taken inside. Has to recycle all the way back, and the Gatekeepers are going to take him as far back as the pack will allow.
And make Bichu fight through all those blockers all over again. It's Cat Daddy now out of the penalty box, trying to get through these blockers, but Bichu picks up a cut penalty.
This means Bisho will lose lead, and this will go for the full 2 minutes. About 8 seconds left in this jam. Unfortunately, I think that's going to freeze Bisho in the box. The jam gets called.
4 points picked up there by Cat Daddy at the very end as the Gatekeepers increase their lead 284 to 49. Bicho did manage to pick up 8 points.
Gonna have a team timeout on the track. Last one there for Disorder. Again, our timeout's brought to you by Toy Division, an inclusive store and community for anyone who loves toys, video games, collectibles, and everything in between. And make sure if you're in the venue to check out all of our awesome vendors in the back next to the trackside seating, especially our friends over at Arch Rival Roller Derby, slinging some awesome merch. I took home one of their Let the Bodies Hit the Floor shirts yesterday. Can't wait to wear that to a practice and brag about how I got to be here to all my friends.
I had the pleasure of announcing them at regionals and watching their awesome gameplay and just commanding play there at regionals as they took home the first place in that region.
Of course, this will be a power start for your gatekeepers, as Bisho did, in fact, get frozen in the box. Probably still has more than half of that penalty left to serve. That's Thighs on the Collectivum Sports Jam line. Slicing through the pack, picks up lead. Coming around for that scoring pass. Tries to break through that formation, is taken to the inside, out of bounds. Some awesome defense being played here. Unfortunately, Disorder has to drop a blocker to stay with the pack. A good job by Disorder killing as much of that leftover penalty as they can. Bisho back out on the track, though.
Spin Diesel may be one of the fastest persons to get back on that drawback that I've ever seen. He is so good at it. It was a pleasure to have him as a line mate for many years because of how well he does that.
Ooh, Thighs picking up a penalty here. Looks like it might be a back block. So this will go for the full 2 minutes. It's a power jam for Disorder. Bisho coming around, hitting that formation hard. A good attempt by Disorder there to keep them from reforming. Unfortunately, Gatekeepers just too quick for them. Bisho picking up a penalty.
Again, right towards the end of the jam, so unfortunately, Bisho will be iced in the box for another jam as it runs out of time.
I have a feeling there might be some late hit calls. Maybe not, though. I do see somebody in the box.
Davido and Bichu both sitting on 4 penalties, so Disorder now has 3 players with 4 penalties.
Bisho, of course, starting this in the box. It's Jamie Pacquiao wearing the star for the Gatekeepers. Makes quick work of the pack. Coming around for a scoring pass. Big hit to the front there. Jamie just bobbing and weaving. Gets through for another 4 points. That brings the Gatekeepers over the 3-century mark. Now at 303. Ooh. Tries that signature weaving move again. Goes at it a little too hard. Goes out of bounds on the outside. Calls off the jam, I believe, before Bisho can score
9
any points. That's a 9-point run there for the Gatekeepers. It's 304 to 53. We've got about 3.5 minutes in the game.
The Gatekeepers are fortunate to have Spin Diesel captaining one line and Tony Control captaining the other. and their experience out there and telling people what to do and where to go is.
Shred Astaire jamming for the Gatekeepers gets out first for lead jammer status. Perversa jamming for Disorder. Stuck in the back. Loses the helmet cover. Very gently picks it back up. You're going to want that if you want to score any points.
David O picked up a multiplayer penalty. Makes number 5 for them.
It's now a power jam for the Gatekeepers. Perversa picking up a forearm call. And Shred Astaire calling off the jam. That's going to freeze her in the box.
That's like, what, 3 or 4 power jam starts for the Gatekeepers, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Disorder.
Yeah, that unlucky timing that Bisho had, getting frozen in the box again and again. It's really racking them up. Cat Daddy, your jammer for the Gatekeepers. This is a power start. Awesome defense being played by Disorder. But I believe that was number 82 for the Gatekeepers. Gave some incredible offense. It allows Cat Daddy to get through. He does manage to pick up lead.
The Gatekeepers did on there was David O came out of the penalty box. They bridged him back, and as soon as he entered the back of the pack, they collapsed back on him, and they became the pack, forcing the blockers up front for the Disorder to have to let Cat Daddy go. So some excellent gameplay there by the Gatekeepers. And then they do another bridge back and catch Pervesa coming out of the box. And they're able to recycle Pervesa, but Cat Daddy picks up another cut penalty.
And that's a star pass by Disorder to Nobody, who gets through. This is a scoring pass now for Disorder. Nobody using every trick in the book to try to get through, score some points. Does barely get taken to the outside, out of bounds. And that's going to kill Cat Daddy's penalty. Cat Daddy, though, facing plenty of opposition up at the front. Does manage to get through on a second scoring pass. It's 8 points so far for the Gatekeepers. Nobody, though, getting on through, and that's 4 points. And that'll take us to the end of the half.
As Nobody picked up 4 points there for Disorder, bringing their score to 57. Cat Daddy picked up 11, bringing the Gatekeeper score to 323. Let's give a big hand for the Disorder. Really showed a lot of heart in that game, playing shorthanded and giving their all on the track. But I think that's going to be our final score.
I would argue Coatlicue for MVP. Coatlicue. And I'm not sure for MVJ, to be honest. Yeah. And then, what do you think about Gatekeepers? All right, y'all. We're going to do some MVP awards here. We need to see Loki, Spin Diesel, Bisho, And Coatlique over at the announcer's table, please.
I don't know if they heard us.
One more time. I need Loki Doki spin.